Welcome back to Runner's Garden. I'm Jay and I make videos about traditional Chinese characters in alphabetical order in the Pinyin system. Today we're doing 5 characters, all pronounced exactly the same in the same fourth tone, t. And maybe we'll do a tongue. Once again, it's a perfect example why I go in alphabetical order, because if you learn one component, you learn several characters. The first character today is, of course, fourth tone, t. It's volume, as in books. In our language school, we use different graded readers. For example, the Let's Go series has 一到六册. It's not really a pictograph, but it really looks like books on a shelf with a line through it. The simplified reminds me more like 朋友的朋. Peng has 2 yue, but this is like 2 very squished Jiong radicals, radical number 13. We have a line connecting the two. So it's almost like 2 separate components joined by 1 stroke. Whereas in traditional, it looks like 3 volumes of books together. The radical is the enclosure, which we'll see in the next one. Also, t. This one means to plan, scheme, whip, or spur on. One of the most common uses of this is 策略, which is tactics or strategies. The character has the bamboo radicals on the top, and don't confuse them with the grass radicals. Bamboo has an extra stroke on each side. And then we have mu. Superimposed on top of the mu is that Jiong. I imagine somebody with like a bamboo pointer stick. I wonder if I have one of those. Describing a plan on a board or a piece of wood. 策划 also means to plan or plot. Our third character today is also 侧, to go on the side, lean or lateral. I'm going to tell you a story for this one, and this is the way that I remember it. 10 or 15 years ago, my mother had her first of 2 brain surgeries. The surgery took 11 hours, but we didn't know it at the time, and we were in the waiting room. Mom goes through the operation. They successfully removed meningioma. I'm not saying that correctly. The problem was when she got home, she had lost the use of her arm. And the reason why is because they had her turned on her side. This is important for the entire surgery, and it stopped the circulation, the blood getting to that arm. And it was months of rehab before she could get use of the arm back. My mom was a person radical to the left. You pay lots of money for surgeries, especially in the States. And we have the money radical, which is also the shellfish radical in the middle. And then the knife. So going under the knife is surgery. A person paying money for surgery. And the way I remember the side meaning is that my mom literally lost the use of her arm because they had her laying on the side of her body for 11 hours. 侧汤趴睡. This is a sign that I saw in the hospital the other day, doing some physical therapy. 侧卧 is to lay on one side. We have words like 侧门, which is a side entrance or side door to a building. 侧面, and 面 is the surface, so it's the side or the flank. Now, if we swap out the ren radical for shui, or the water radicals, the 3 little lines to the left, we get 测 as in to test. And I'm doing this every week. 测试. I have to test all the incoming students into our language school. 测验 is also a test. 学测班 is the class we have for students preparing for the college entrance exam. Once you learn these characters, they really jump out at you. Here is 测 on some medical masks that we just bought today. It's saying that the masks are 99% effective against airborne germs in third-party laboratory testing. 测量, to measure. I imagine the old pirate ships that used to throw the knots in the water to see how fast the boat is going. They're measuring the speed of the boat. So that's how you can maybe remember the water radical. Side note, without any other radicals with it, this character's zhe, rule, as in 规则. Now, if you enclose the bei, which is the shellfish or money component, and the dao, the knife, inverted knife component, together, 则, covering it with the shelter radical or guang, you get te, as in 厕所. And that's a pretty nice one, actually. Te. Very common character because it's bathrooms. There are other ways to say bathrooms like 洗手间 or 化妆室, but 厕所 is the vernacular. It's very common. I found out that I had been kind of saying it wrong for maybe 25 years. I always thought it was 特所 because I used to go off my ear to learn Chinese. I learned a bunch of characters early on, and then just for years I wasn't studying the characters. But now that I'm jumping in with 2 feet here, I learned that my pronunciation was slightly off. It's not 特所, it's 厕所. So it's like the difference between a T sound and a TS sound, like that. Here are the phonetic symbols for t and t. T, not t. I wonder if you guys have made the same mistake. I asked Gemini AI to make a sentence in traditional Chinese using the 5 most common characters pronounced t in Pinyin romanization. It thought, and then said, of course. Here is a sentence constructed using the 5 most common characters pronounced t in traditional Chinese.
他在厕所侧边，根据手册测试新政策。
He is by the side of the toilet testing the new policy according to the manual. And here are our 5 t characters for our review. As promised, a bonus character is tseng, second tone, and I don't want to make one video about this character because it's the only tseng listed in the book of 3,000 most common characters, the official list by the Ministry of Education of Taiwan. And tseng means layer or level or floor. So 那栋房子几层楼高 is how many floors are in that house. 多刷一层油漆. Add another coat of paint. That dude should be careful. It looks to me like a hammer or an axe. 是 over top of what I see as face. And the face has eyebrows and glasses kind of like mine. And maybe a goatee. He's about to get hit in the head. The radical that I said looks like a hammer or hatchet is shi, which means corpse or somebody acting like a corpse. It's radical number 44, which is interesting because 4 in Chinese sounds like death. Underneath that hatchet-looking component is zeng. Don't confuse this with hui, which is an organization. You see the roof on the top? I don't know how you're going to remember that that means a floor or level or layer. Suffice it to say, the character itself has 3 components in layers. 4 if you count the eyebrows on what I'm calling a face. 千层面 is lasagna. Literally 1,000 layers of noodles. Quick and easy video today. For the rest of the time, you'll see me walking around as usual, but I would like to do a review. I want to list out all of the sound forms that we've done so far and just put them on the screen here. You can pause it and then just see how many characters you can write as review. Let's start with the A's. Our goal is about 24 of them, and pay attention to your tones. You might want to go back and take a look at the review videos or the individual videos of each sound form. And now the bees. I will separate these into several panels. We'll probably do the same thing when we finish the C's. The next video is going to be cha, 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 and cha. We'll skip third tone. There's no cha in the 3000 list. So cha, cha, and cha. As a preview, second tone cha is tea, but you guys know more about the coffee, cafe. Here's a coffee shop I just found. 谢谢你. If you ever get yourself to Jiong, it's a really close walk from the train station to Skinny's Cafe. Shout out to JC for pointing this out in our city of Jiong, Taiwan. He's down south in Chiayi visiting the southern branch of the National Palace Museum. But that'll be another video, so let's check out Godzilla, John Wick, and some books in this cafe. It was 90 NT, and you could choose, I think there were like 6 beans choices, and I chose Brave. I like dark. There's supposed to be hints of grapefruit in it. Runner's Garden signing off. Keep studying those characters with me.